Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's broadcast between your third-ranked UPIKE Bears and the 24th-ranked Cumberlands Patriots. I'm Rob Rundle, as always, for today's game. Your UPIKE Bears are 26-3 with a 10-3 Mid-South Conference record, and Cumberlands is 21-7 with an 8-5 Mid-South Conference record. I have four words for you, ladies and gentlemen. MSC, regular season champs. That's right, your Bears are regular season champs, as they've clinched the 1 seed for the tournament. And right behind them, fighting for that 2nd seed, is Georgetown and the University of Cumberland. So this game is definitely a defining factor for that number 2 seed for Cumberlands. UPIKE and Cumberlands are set to meet for the 134th time in series history. The Patriots have the all-time edge against the Bears, though, at 82-51. But over the past 8 seasons, UPIKE has put together a 10-7 record. During that span, the Bears are 6-1 at the East Kentucky Expo Center, 4-4 on the road in Williamsburg, Kentucky, and 0-2 when facing Cumberlands at the MSC tournament. In the last meeting, UPIKE won 79-58 behind 17 points from the senior, Darian Leslie. That's right, talking about seniors, it is senior day here in the East Kentucky Expo Center. UPIKE wearing white. We have 4 seniors starting, all 4 I should say, with number 10, Arze Colbreth, the senior guard from Winchester, Virginia. Jordan Perry, sophomore guard from West Liberty, Kentucky. Senior Rodney Hawkins is a senior forward from Baltimore, Maryland. Another senior forward, Darian Leslie from Huntsville, Alabama. And senior guard Michael Chambers from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I don't know if you all remember, but it would be a year tomorrow that Arze Colbreth had that game-winning layup on that drive to beat Cumberlands on senior day last year, 67-66. So will we see another play to end the game here? We shall see. The Patriots are 6-4 in their last 10 games, but are currently on a 3-game winning streak, including a 75-63 win over Shawnee State at home on Thursday behind 3 players with 14 points each. Cumberlands is one of 3 teams near the top of the MSC standings, battling for 2nd place, as I said earlier, on the final day of the season. Sophomore guard Jordan Perry dropped 27 points versus Life University in the 99-93 win on 2 days ago. So this is going to be quite a game here for UPIKE. And even though this is the last regular season game at home for the Bears, we do have the advantage for the next 5 years. The Mid-South Conference Tournament will be here in the East Kentucky Expo Center, and going for the tip will be number 22, Darian Leslie, and number 2, Colvin Selden. As UPIKE comes away with the tip, and we're underway here in the East Kentucky Expo Center. Fast pace already, Leslie in the paint. Feeds it to Chambers. Chambers for the pull-up from the free throw line. Shot's good. UPIKE on the board first with 2 points. Running point guard for Cumberlands will be number 10, Eric Duncan. As Gary has it in the paint, and he lays it in, no problem. And Bears are wasting no time. They'll just go across midcourt once again. Colbreth has it. Ooh, good little spin move there at the wing. Goes to the baseline and throws it out of bounds off of Colvin Selden. And shot clock will not reset. 21 ticks left. And Jordan Perry will pass it out for the Bears. UPIKE in a stack formation. Feeds it to Leslie. And Perry will come back up to the wing. With Leslie down low, comes back out. 5 high for UPIKE. Coming down, crashing hard in the paint as Leslie lays it in off the glass easily. No problem. And now Duncan has the ball for Cumberlands, looking to set up shop. Leading scorer for the Bears is Jordan Perry, averaging 14.2 points per game, which is outstanding for the true sophomore. As that 3-pointer's off the mark, no good, rebounded by Colbreth. Shot was missed by Gary. And Colbreth goes right to the paint, coast to coast, off the glass once again. UPIKE Bears are in business, with 3 of the 4 seniors already with points. Colvin Selden has it, gives it to Duncan. Duncan trying to find something to do with it. As Morton has it. Gives it back to Gary. Gary loses it almost. 5 seconds left to shoot. The three-pointer's up, rattles out by number 5, Samuel. And Hawkins left alone. And now all seniors are on the board with 2 points each. And that'll force a Cumberland's timeout. So UPIKE has 8 points. And we'll stay here. So Perry lifts the Bears to the 4th MSC regular season title. It was a back-and-forth game for the first 34 minutes against Life, but over the last 6, UPIKE started to pull away, including taking a lead as large as 12 points on Chase Parsley's 3 with 4 minutes and 33 seconds left. Jordan Perry came up big in the final minute with 2 strong drives to the cup as he led all UPIKE players with 27 points, including 3 three-pointers. So quite a performance for our Bears, and that's quite an accomplishment. Mid-South Conference, in my opinion, is like ACC Division I equivalent, as we have 5 teams ranked in the top 25 alone, with Campbellsville receiving votes. So Cumberlands will get the ball here, trying to do something started here. As Morton has the ball, looking to feed the ball somewhere, trying to get some separation. Little motion play going. Crashing down low will be Colvin Selden for the 2-point basket. And Colbreth comes across midcourt. Hawkins coming up for the screen. And that's a miscommunication error. And that'll be a turnover for the Bears. And Morton will pass it out for the Patriots. Colbreth playing tight D, way up on Morton. Or excuse me, Duncan. Samuel has it. Morton going down low in the paint, puts it up. And doesn't get the roll in as Chambers comes away with the rebound. Leslie wasting no time, crashing the paint hard. And a charge call. Basket will not stand. Possession will go to the Patriots. And now Javion Dela Cruz will check in for the Bears. And then for Cumberlands, English will check in. So Samuel passes it in to Duncan. UPIKE up 4. And that'll be a hold on Colbreth for his first personal foul, team's second. And they'll pass it out of bounds on UPIKE's bench. So Colbreth backing off just a little bit here. Running man-to-man defense. As Perry almost loses Samuels, he floats it in, no problem. Good separation by the Patriots to force the isolation for the easy shot. Dela Cruz, recently Mid-South Conference Player of the Week. Recently checking in the game. And that'll be a foul number 4 for the Patriots. That's English. Now, for the first time today, Darrell Dominic will come in for Ronnie Hawkins. And now Chase Parsley will come in for Arze Colbreth. Parsley gives it to Dela Cruz. Good hard chest pass. Dela Cruz forcing a foul, but doesn't get it. As he misses the fadeaway jumper, rebounded by Samuel. Samuel gives it over to Gary. Turnaround is Colvin Selden. And that'll be a foul on Darrell Dominic. That's his first personal foul. So So going to the line will be Colvin Selden, the junior forward out of Cincinnati, Ohio, standing at 6'8". First shot's no good. Checking in for the Patriots will be number 12, Gover. And second shot's no good as well. So nothing hurt there as the Patriots go for 2 from the free throw line. Perry coming across down low at the baseline. Good separation by the Bears. Parsley with the turnaround. That's a foul number 10 for the Patriots. That's Duncan. That's his first personal. Didn't see what the foul was exactly, but Parsley will go to the line, so I'm guessing it's a shooting foul. Parsley will go to the line shooting 2. First shot's good as Chase Parsley is shooting 76% from the free throw line. Second shot is good. 2 for 2 on the night, Parsley. And Parsley thought he forced a turnover, but the refs called out on him, and he's a little animated about it. So Cumberlands will get the ball. Good tight defense. Has to force to give the ball to Gover. And LeBranch also checked in for the Patriots recently too. Gover to English. 9 seconds left to shoot. And that looks like it'll be a foul on Perry. That's his first personal, team's 4th. So UPIKE fouling early on here in the game. Gover down low to English once again. Dela Cruz right on English. Dominic forced to be reckoned with on defense. Will not let LeBranch have that shot. Duncan goes to the paint. Off the rim, no good. Right to Perry. That's a foul on number 5 for Cumberlands, Samuel. First personal, team's 3rd. And Parsley will pass it out for the Bears next to the other side of the court, next to the baseball team. Baseball team always in spirits here. Parsley coming across midcourt. Defensive game for both teams early on here as Perry goes down low, puts off the glass no problem as he penetrates the defense and is able to lay it in. Cumberland's wasting no time at all coming across midcourt, trying to keep the tempo high and fast-paced. Running 4 high with LeBranch down low. 3-pointer off the mark, rebounded by Parsley. Gives it to Leslie. Leslie in the paint. Lays it in. UPIKE's overpowering the Patriots in the paint. UPIKE up by 8. Cumberland's trying to find an answer here. Trying to respond on offense. Leslie, good tight D on Duncan. Has to feed it back out to Gover. 7 seconds left to shoot. They got to get rid of it. From way beyond the arc. And that'll be an air ball by LeBranch. And now Morton checks back in for the Patriots. And number 1, Eves, checks in for the Patriots as well. UPIKE will keep the same 5 out there. Parsley, Dela Cruz, Dominic, Perry, and Colbreth. Dela Cruz going to the paint. Fade away. Nothing but net. Jumper's good. Jumper's good from about 6 feet. As UPIKE extends their lead to double digits. Ooh, looked like a walk. No call, though. Basket's good by Colvin Selden. Good defensive pressure, though, by Darrell Dominic. And that three-pointer's off the mark. Offensive rebound, though, by Dominic. And they're going to call a travel. And now Duncan will check in for Gover. Eves has the ball at the wing. Colvin Selden is looking to feed it down low in the paint. Instead, gives it back to Duncan, who gets swatted away by Dela Cruz. And possession will go to UPIKE. Duncan was surrounded by three UPIKE players, and Dela Cruz said, no, 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 not today. As Colbert will come down low to the corner. Good feed to Dominic. That's good team chemistry there by the Bears. UPIKE back up by 10 from the free throw line. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebounded by Perry. Perry wasting no time. Jumper from the free throw line behind the back. No good. Offensive rebound once again by Dominic. And it looked like it hit off a Cumberlands player, and it did. So UPIKE will get a fresh shot clock. And we have a timeout on the floor with your Bears up by 10 early on in this game. And we'll step aside for a brief moment. We'll be back for more Bears basketball. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, our baseball team is there on the bench, always cheering on our basketball team. As the baseball team has games tomorrow at Hambley Athletic Complex versus Midway for a doubleheader set to start at 12 p.m. And also Tuesday, February 27th, at home at Johnny Lemaster Field against Rio Grande. So come on out and support your Bears baseball team as they are 5-4 overall, riding on a 3-game winning streak. And now passing it in for the Bears will be Parsley. Bears are shooting 67% from the field compared to Cumberland's 33%, which is tremendous as Dela Cruz wastes no time in the paint and lays it in. And that's 14 points in the paint for UPIKE as Dela Cruz has 4 points. Eves has the ball at the wing. Colbert playing tight, contested D. And tipped away was Parsley, and it'll go to UPIKE. And that's going to be the first turnover for Cumberlands on the day. UPIKE does have 3 turnovers, but they've responded by out-rebounding Cumberlands 11-2. So that plays dividends for the Bears as Chambers was swatted away. And Morton has the ball. Colvin Selden gets swatted hard by, looked like it was Hawkins. We'll see what the ref says here. And it was on Rodney Hawkins. So that's his first personal foul, team's 5th. First shot by Colvin Selden goes in for the first free throw of the night. And now Darian Leslie will check in for Dela Cruz. All 4 seniors back out on the court once again. Sinks the second shot. Down by 10 with 11 minutes left to go as Cumberlands. If you are just tuning in, UPIKE did win the Mid-South Conference regular season championship by winning against Life University. As that shot's off the mark by Colbreth. Yeah, UPIKE beat Life University this past Thursday, 99-93, to clinch the first seed in the tournament, which will be here in the East Kentucky Expo Center. As Chambers comes away with the rebound, almost throws it away, but Colbreth saves it. And Hawkins wants it down low. He wants it bad, and he gets it, and that'll be a hold on Colvin Selden. And now Perry will check in for Parsley. And Darian Leslie's out there on the court as well, and he's leading the team in rebounds with 7.4 on average per game. And Perry, the leading scorer, 14.2 points. And UPIKE definitely out-rebounding Cumberlands 13-2. As that three-pointer does not go in, it's off the iron. Rebounded by Gary. Morton puts it up, gets fouled by Hawkins once again. That'll be his second personal foul. It looks like Dominic will probably check in for Hawkins. We have Dela Cruz at the scorer's table as well. So Morton will go to the line, shooting 2. Morton trying to get his first points of the night. And he does. First shot's good. Checking out of the game will be Hawkins and Colbert. Coming in for them will be Darrell Dominic and Javion Dela Cruz. And second shot by Morton is good. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And now LeBranch will check in for Morton. So UPIKE definitely outscoring Cumberlands in the paint 14-6. You got to think they're going to utilize their offensive schemes to keep penetrating the defense and attacking. And that'll be a push foul on LeBranch. That'll be his first personal foul, team's 5th. So Perry will pass it out for the Bears. Chambers was thinking about it, but he'll just drive to the lane instead. Puts it up, no problem. Make it 16 points in the paint. Duncan trying to get a play developed here as English has it. It's back to LeBranch. English down low on Perry. Gets it at the elbow. 10 seconds left to shoot. Turn around. And that ball is tipped off of Leslie's hands. And it'll stay with Cumberland. Shot clock will not reset, though, because there was not a change of possession or a shot. So Cumberland has 8 seconds left to shoot as they run a square set formation here. And that's a foul on English for the Patriots. And now it'll be UPIKE's ball. Perry slowing the tempo down as Dela Cruz will come to the top of the key, gets the ball. And Dominic and Leslie had a little mix-up down there, but Leslie has it. And Leslie gets called for the travel. Don't know if I agree with that. Looked like he was getting swamped and hit in the face there. But nonetheless, ball will go to the Patriots. Duncan feeding the ball over to Gary. Gary with a little wheel motion. Gives it to LeBranch. LeBranch to Duncan. Duncan. Good ball movement by the Patriots, but they have 5 seconds left to shoot, and they're getting surrounded by Bear players. 1 second left, and that'll be a shot clock violation. So that's a team turnover. Good defense by the Bears. We have another foul on the court as that's number 5, Samuel, for the Patriots. And now Gover will check in for Samuel. Refs seem to be calling everything possible tonight, as that's 13 combined fouls, and now we are in the bonus as Chambers sinks the first free throw. And second free throw attempt is good by Chambers. UPIKE extends their lead by 12, doubled Cumberland's score. We've seen a lot of that this season by the Bears. It's a big reason why they're third in the country. That shot's off the mark by Gary. But as I was saying earlier, that's a big reason why UPIKE is third in the country with a 26-3 overall record. With their losses of the season coming to Cumberland, Tennessee, Lindsey Wilson, and recently February 15th against Georgetown. UPIKE is one of 5 teams ranked in the top 25 alone, with Campbellsville receiving votes. This game is very important and plays a vital role for the seeding purposes of the Mid-South Conference Tournament, as Georgetown and Cumberlands are both tied for second place with an 8-5 conference record. This game doesn't matter for UPIKE at all, really, as they've already clinched the 1 seed. But De La Cruz sank both of those free throws, by the way. Now Cumberland's is trying to respond, as Colvin Selden will go to the line shooting 2. And Dominic is heated down there. Does not agree at all. Kind of laughs about it. So going to the line will be number 2, Colvin Selden. He'll get 2 shots. And first shot is good. Lots of free throws between these two teams early on in this game. 15 combined fouls, 8 for Cumberland, 7 for UPIKE. Second shot is no good, off the iron, rebounded by Leslie. UPIKE running 5 high with Dominic down low. Dominic with a little hook shot, no good. Coming away with it's Gover. And Duncan goes straight to the paint, no problem, lays it in. Now Parsley almost throws it away, but Perry's able to save it. UPIKE slowing the pace just a little bit. Dominic with the screen. 10 seconds left to shoot. Perry goes to the paint, gives it to Dominic. Turnaround, and it goes in. And Dominic will try for the three-point play. Great effort there by Darrell Dominic to stay with it and make the basket. And Dominic is shooting 65% from the free throw line, so a little iffy. We'll see if he can complete the three-point play. Dominic is averaging 6.9 points per game, along with 5.3 rebounds per game. He has 12 blocks on the season, as he's unable to capitalize. Coming away with the rebound is Morton. And they'll give it back to Duncan to set up shot for the Patriots. And Perry comes away with the steal and is able to save it, and we have a jump ball. Possession will go to Cumberland since UPIKE won the tip. So now looks like Coach Wells is just wanting an explanation real quick about the jump ball call. And he won't disagree as Gary passes it in to Duncan. Swings it to Gover. Gover from way beyond the arc, NBA range. Off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Perry. Perry just doing a crossover left and right. And staying with it's UPIKE, but they're unable to capitalize. And going coast to coast. Looked like it was going to be Duncan, but he'll pull up. Gives it to Gary across the court. Pull-up jumper from the elbow, no good. Rebounded by Parsley. Fast tempo by both teams here in these two possessions as Parsley goes coast to coast, misses it. And De La Cruz gets the second chance point. As UPIKE is up by 15 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. Missed shot once again by Duncan. Coming away with it, De La Cruz. Leslie in the baseline. Gets fouled hard. He'll go to the line shooting 2. And that's a foul on Gary, or excuse me, Parsley. Excuse me, no, that is Gary. And that is his first personal foul. And first shot's good by Leslie. And now Ease will check in for Gover, and Hawkins will check in for Dominic. And second shot's good. Leslie with 6 points on the night. Not bad for the senior from Huntsville, Alabama so far here in the first half. And Cumberlands is struggling offensively as UPIKE has applied extensive defensive pressure throughout the course of this first half. De La Cruz on Morton. De La Cruz gets called for the foul, and I don't see how the refs saw that. Refs are literally calling everything tonight. And we have a timeout on the floor. We're going to step aside for a brief moment with your score, UPIKE 32, Cumberlands 15. Welcome back. UPIKE is 22-1 when they lead the game at halftime, with the lone loss coming to Lindsey Wilson. The Bears are perfect 23-0 when shooting better than an opponent from the field, and 16-0 when scoring 90-plus points. And, of course, UPIKE is shooting 55% from the field, which is better than Cumberlands, who's only shooting 25% from the field. They're only shooting 5 for 20 from the field. So Cumberlands has really got to respond and answer if they want to stay in this game, as UPIKE will pull away. UPIKE has 20 points in the paint, just dominating in all aspects. And UPIKE's bench has 14 points compared to Cumberland's 0. Leading scorer for the Bears is Javion De La Cruz, who gets the ball from Perry. Oh, good pass by De La Cruz to Parsley. It gets the bounce. Three-pointer, good by Parsley. Great execution and team chemistry to know he's going to be there and get the feed. Parsley now with 5 points. As Eves gives it down low to Morton. That's a mismatch, but UPIKE's able to steal the ball away. No-look pass once again to Parsley. Parsley with a little crossover, gives it to Chambers from way beyond the arc as Chambers splashes the three-pointer. Back-to-back possessions. 6 quick points for UPIKE, and that'll force another timeout by Cumberlands. We'll step aside for another brief moment with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the first half. UPIKE is up big, 38-17. Team chemistry is a big reason why UPIKE is up big here early on in this game, 38-17. UPIKE is 26-3 on the season. And I haven't seen a team like this since KK Simmons, my freshman year, and Makari Brooks. This is a special team, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Special team, and UPIKE connecting on all cylinders here on senior day. As De La Cruz squares up with Morton and forces another missed shot. Cumberlands is only shooting 22% from the field, and going coast to coast is UPIKE. Perry lays it in, no problem. UPIKE keeps extending their lead, 40-17. And that basket's good by Eves, as he lays it in, no problem. And now Parsley will come across midcourt. And he's one-on-one with Morton. Little mismatch there. And Chambers from beyond the arc once again. Off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Gary. Gary loses it. Chambers on a fast break. Oh, and that'll be a travel call, I think. Yep, definitely a travel call. He took about 3 or 4 steps there. Very noticeable. But now RZ Colbreth and Darian Leslie will check in now, as all 4 seniors are out on the court with Parsley. And now Gover checks in, along with English, for the Patriots. UPIKE up by 21 points. Parsley on Gover. And taken away. Nope. But tipped off of Hawkins' hands. Possession will stay with the Patriots. And now De La Cruz will check in for Hawkins. As Samuel passes it in to Eves. UPIKE running man-to-man defense. Oh, and Leslie takes the charge. Great basketball IQ to take the charge there, as that'll force a turnover. Possession goes to UPIKE. And that is English's 3rd personal foul, and it's only the first half, so he's in foul trouble. You got to wonder what Coach Butcher will think here. And we have a brief delay as we have a little sweat on the floor here. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first half. UPIKE up by 21. Thanks to De La Cruz's 8 points and Chambers' 9 points. Now Parsley coming across midcourt once again. Gives it to De La Cruz, who pulls up from beyond the arc. Just short, no good. Rebounded by LeBranch. Cumberlands trying to find an answer. And that looks like a walk. Nope, never mind. It's a foul on Colbreth for UPIKE. That's his 2nd personal foul. So we have a 1-and-1 bonus here for LeBranch. First shot's good. And now Morton will check in for English, who's in foul trouble. Have to figure he's going to come out of the game due to the simple fact that he does have 3 personal fouls. Second shot rattles in as UPIKE still holds on to a 19-point lead with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the first half. Oh, and De La Cruz get a moving foul violation here, it looks like. It's a foul on Samuel for Cumberlands. And that's his 3rd personal foul. So that's 2 players now that are in foul trouble for the Patriots. And so De La Cruz will go to the line, shooting 2 for the double bonus. First shot's good. UPIKE always capitalizing on all free throws, as they've only missed 1 so far in this game. And now Perry will check in for Colbreth. And you got to love the team chemistry that these players have for Coach Kelly Wells. You can put any player in there, and they just know where everyone's going to be, and they communicate well. And all the basketball players have a high basketball IQ. They know what's going on defense and offensively. As Gover pulls up from beyond the arc. And that 3-pointer's good. So Gover gets in on the action with 3 points on the night. Chambers was thinking about it. Instead, he pulls up for the floater. No good. And now going coast to coast will be Cumberlands, as Eves misses the shot. Rebounded by Morton, and he puts it in. And Chambers took a hard lick, and he's a little slow moving. And you can't tell where he's hurting, but he walks off the court. Might have been his head. As he talks to Coach Kelly Wells, and looks like he'll come out of the game. Now Colbert comes back in. In just a brief moment while he dry up the sweat there on the floor. De La Cruz with 10 points, leading the Bears. De La Cruz recently a Mid-South Conference Player of the Week, which is quite an honor given the conference and level of competition. In my opinion, the Mid-South Conference is like the ACC and NAIA, as De La Cruz is just short off the iron, rebounded by Morton. And Gover has it again. Good pass to Morton, who puts it off the glass, no problem. Good defensive pressure, though, just a better shot. Can't argue with that. As Colbreth was thinking about penetrating to the lane. Gives it back to Perry. Parsley with a little spin around, gives it back to Perry. Parsley from way beyond the arc. Just misses, rebounded by Gover. And Gary, good feed down low to Morton once again. Assist goes to Gary. Timeout on the floor. UPIKE up by 12 now. 30-second timeout. We'll stay here. It's been a tough stretch for UPIKE, and none of their last 12 opponents have either been ranked or receiving votes in the NAIA Top 25 poll. In those games, the Bears are 7-2, including a 99-93 win at Life on Thursday, February 22nd, which helped clinch the regular season MSC title for your UPIKE Bears, which is pretty impressive. And as stated before, De La Cruz is your leading scorer for the Bears with 10 points. And right behind him is Michael Chambers with 9 points. Both teams have had some foul trouble, but Cumberlands has 2 players that have 3 personal fouls each, and that's Gover for Cumberlands and number 4 English with 3 personal fouls as well. So interesting to see how we will round out the end of the first half. As Perry almost loses it, but is able to save it. Just good ball movement. Plenty of time for UPIKE to get a play going. 10 seconds. Gives it to Leslie down low. And can't get the roll. Offensive rebound, though, by De La Cruz. Still can't put it in. Still fighting for the ball. Got to love the effort from both teams. And Cumberlands is called for the travel. I'm actually surprised by that call. It didn't look like a travel at all. LaBranch was on the ground fighting for the ball. Wasn't even moving. But nonetheless, UPIKE will have possession with a fresh shot clock with a 16-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. And now Darrell Dominic will check in for De La Cruz. Got to have the big man down there for the post. Darrell Dominic stands at 6'5". He's a redshirt freshman, too. Plenty of time for the Bears to set something up. Colbreth with the jumper from 6 feet. Shot's good. 2.5 separate the game clock and shot clock for Cumberlands. So they will have to get a shot off before the end of the first half. And now Coach Butcher for Cumberlands wants to get one more play going here for the Patriots. Screen by Colvin Selden. Eves lays it in. No problem. Clock's running. Leslie passes it in 2 seconds before the end of the first half. Colbreth pulls up from half court. Oh, almost goes in, but no good. The UPIKE Bears have a strong start to this game on Senior Day with a 44-32 lead as they're up by 12. Leading scorer is De La Cruz with 10 points. And we will be back in about 12 minutes for our first half analysis and to start the second half. And we'll be back for more Bears basketball. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Some first half stats. UPIKE's bench has outscored Cumberland's 19-9, but both teams have capitalized in the paint, with UPIKE scoring 24 points in the paint and Cumberland's was 16. UPIKE is shooting 47% from the field compared to Cumberland's 39%. And UPIKE has capitalized at the free throw line, shooting 90%, while Cumberland's is shooting 75%. So the big key to the next half will be turnovers and how they can limit both. Cumberland's has 7, and UPIKE has 6, with a combined total of 13 turnovers. Leading scorer for the Bears is number 4, Javion Dela Cruz, and for the Patriots of Cumberland's, it is number 11, Chance Morton. So Darian Leslie will pass it out for the Bears. The Bears look to continue their success in the East Kentucky Expo Center, as they are 87-5 since 2013, which is very impressive. And we're started here in the second half. As Leslie, nice little backdoor pass to Chambers, who now is the leading scorer of the Bears with 11. Now running point is Samuel, as we have another foul. Quickly is Jordan Perry. Refs giving no slack at all to both teams when it comes to fouls. So free throws will play a huge role in this game. Patriots are down by 14, but you never know. Anything can happen. Any team can go on a run, as that shot's missed by Colvin Selden. And Leslie goes coast to coast, gets swatted away by Morton. And possession will stay with UPIKE with 25 seconds on the shot clock. 4 seniors are out there with Jordan Perry. It is senior day here. Last regular season game for both teams. That shot's off the mark. Rebounded by Colvin Selden. Samuel feeds it over to Morton. And for 3 is Samuel. And he makes the three-point basket. So Cumberland strikes first here in the second half. And that shot's good. And we'll try for the three-point play as Hawkins is shooting 59% from the free throw line. So we'll see if he can make this shot. And he does, so he completes the three-point play. And Colbreth shows full court press, but he'll back off. Chambers on Gary. Cumberland's looking for some isolation. Feeds ball down low to Colvin Selden. Good ball movement by the Patriots. And another three-point attempt by Samuels. No good, but hit out of bounds by Hawkins. And now Samuel passes it out for the Patriots. Gives it to Duncan. Patriots, fast tempo here to start out the second half. No good. Good save, though, by Colvin Selden, as he was able to tip it to Morton, who lays it in. As Leslie goes to the paint once again. And that'll be a blocking foul. Couldn't get his feet set. That'll be a foul on Colvin Selden, the junior forward from out of Cincinnati, Ohio. That's near my hometown. So Darrell Dominic will check in for Hawkins now. And Leslie will go to the line shooting 2. Or, excuse me, 1. Shot's good. Leslie with 9 points on the day. Three-point shot by Duncan is good. And the Hail Mary pass to Dominic. It was a good pass, but he travels. And that'll be a team turnover. And De La Cruz checks in for Dominic. UPIKE struggling early on here in the second half. As that's a turnover. Chambers steals it, feeds it to Perry, and Perry lays it in. No problem, right off the glass. Perry leading scorer for the Bears. Averaging 14.2 points per game. Good offensive transition there off the turnover. As Duncan goes in the paint, and he gets the basket to go in. So English checks in for the Patriots. And remember, he has 3 personal fouls, along with Samuel. So they have 2 players out on the court right now that have 3 personal fouls. So they have a couple players that are in foul trouble, but he sinks the free throw. And now Colbert will come across midcourt for the Bears. Bears are 26-3 overall with a 10-3 Mid-South Conference record, and they are your Mid-South Conference regular season champs. They've clinched the 1 seed for the tournament, which will be here in the East Kentucky Expo Center for the next 5 years, which is a huge advantage for Coach Kelly Wells and his players, as Leslie's unable to make the shots. And Hail Mary pass to LaBranch, and he steps out of bounds. It looked like LaBranch got hit in the mouth, but he looks to be okay. Now, Parsley will check into the game now. Coming out would be Colbreth. So we got Parsley, De La Cruz, Perry, Hawkins, and Chambers out on the floor as Hawkins tries to set a screen. Good little fake there. Gives it to Chambers in the baseline. And don't know what the call is. I guess he stepped out of bounds. And possession will go to Cumberlands. And as you can see, baseball players don't really agree with the call there. Duncan looking for a play to develop. Gives it to English. Looking for the backdoor pass. Gets it to Gary, wide open in the baseline. And the jumper's good. Good play and good ball movement by the Patriots there in that possession. UPIKE running 4 high with Chambers down low. Hawkins wanted it. Comes back up top. Perry with the turnaround. Gets fouled. Fouls on number 5. That's Samuel. And that's his 4th personal foul. So he's really in foul trouble. You got to wonder if he's going to come out of the game. I don't see anybody going to the scorers table right now. So it looks like Coach Butcher will keep him in. Perry will go the line shooting 2. And first shot rattles in. And now Gover will check in for Samuel. And second shot by Perry is good, 2 for 2. Perry with 8 points on the night. As UPIKE extends the lead back to 11. LaBranch gives it to Gover. Cumberland's running a motion play here. English wants it down low. LaBranch in the paint. Gets fouled hard by Parsley. That'll be his first personal foul. Team's 3rd. And so it looks like Cumberlands will keep their players back, trying to prevent the fast break, as the first shot's no good. Checking in the game for the Bears will be Darian Leslie and Arze Colbreth. And for the Patriots will be Anthony Reeves, transferred from Chicago State. Second shot is good. UPIKE still holding on to a double-digit lead with 15 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game. De La Cruz with the crossover gives it to Perry. Bears are crashing the paint hard as that shot is no good. From way beyond the arc is Eves. As that shot's no good, way off the mark. And UPIKE will get it right back. Screen by De La Cruz. Leslie in the paint on LaBranch. LaBranch hands up, but Leslie gets it in. Good shot defense by LaBranch, but Leslie capitalizes. And UPIKE's up by 12 once again. English throws it up off the backboard. No good. Rebounded by Leslie. Leslie on a fast break. Goes coast to coast with it, and it goes in! Leslie gets the layup to fall, and he'll try for the three-point play. That was a foul by LaBranch. That's his third personal foul. Checking into the game now will be Morton and Colvin Selden. Coming out will be English and, of course, LaBranch. Great offensive effort by the senior from Huntsville, Alabama, Darian Leslie. Darian Leslie is nearing the 1,000-point club and is on repeat for the All-American title. He's averaging 13.5 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, which leads the team, and 3.1 assists. So pretty impressive for Leslie. Gover feeds it down low to Morton. Good shot defense by Leslie. Shot rattles out. And Colvin Selden is able to come away with it with three Bears right on top of him. And he'll get fouled. He'll go to the line shooting two. And that foul is by Darian Leslie. That's his third personal foul, who has 14 points on the night. So now he's starting to get in foul trouble. See what Coach Kelly Wells decides to do here. Doesn't have anyone going to the scorer's table yet. We'll see, though. And Morton is the leading scorer for the Patriots with 12 points tonight. Great performance by him. Now Duncan will check in for the Patriots. Or they might have to wait for the first shot. Yeah, they have to wait for the first shot. But he'll come in for Gary after the first shot here. And first shot rattles out, no good. And Coach Kelly Wells really wants transition offense right here for their next possession. They really want him to go down the court. And no good, 0 for 2. Looks like we have a lane violation, though, and we'll get another shot. So we have a lane violation by the Bears. So Colvin Selden will get another chance at a free throw. You have to wait till the ball leaves his hand. And he capitalizes on the free shot. And he sinks it. Eves on Parsley. Eves playing up top. Hawkins was left alone down low. Leslie gets it. In the paint. Another foul. These refs aren't playing today, because that's another foul. And number 2, that's Colvin Selden. That's his 4th personal foul. First shot by Leslie is no good. Now LaBranch will check back in. Refs are calling everything, offensively and defensive fouls. Both teams have to adapt to save their players. Great thing about UPIKE, they have a lot of depth. Not completely sure about Cumberlands, but it's Coach Kelly Wells. He has a good rotation system set up. Ooh, almost looked like a travel. No call. And Duncan for 3. Nothing but net. Shot's good. And here comes UPIKE on a fast transition. And Colbert will hold up and give it to Dela Cruz. That's a foul number 12. That's Gover. That's his first personal foul. So we have a timeout on the floor. UPIKE still up by 12. The score 62-50. We'll be back for more Bears basketball. The Mid-South Conference dominates the NAIA Top 25 poll. No other conference is represented in the NAIA Top 25 like the Mid-South. UPIKE leads the way, of course, ranked tied for third with William Penn, and Lindsey Wilson is ranked 9th, followed by number 11 Georgetown and number 21 Life. Cumberlands rounds out the ranked teams at number 24, and Campbellsville is listed as receiving votes. The Mid-South Conference Tournament begins on Thursday at the East Kentucky Expo Center, of course, here in Pikeville, Kentucky. As Leslie gives the ball to Parsley to the elbows, Colbreth. No good. UPIKE hasn't really been able to capitalize on the three-pointers. It's kind of a rare sight to see here, as Chambers has most of the three-pointers. LaBranch loses it, but coming away with it was, looked like Samuel. Or excuse me, Morton. As Dela Cruz goes in the paint, left hand, no good. Rebounded by LaBranch. Good defensive transition by the Bears as Gover pulls up for three. Good shot selection, goes in. And they're now down by single digits, inching closer and closer. UPIKE was up by 21 at one point in this game. They were up 41-20. So UPIKE's a little dry. But now Dela Cruz sinks the three-pointer, and Coach Wells will call a timeout. And we'll step away for another brief moment with your score 65-53. We'll be back after this short break. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. UPIKE still dominating on offense and defense, although Cumberlands has inched closer and closer. So UPIKE has to be able to maintain Cumberland's offensive threats and maybe force some more fouls, as Cumberland's is in foul trouble. They have a couple players, such as Colvin Selden, who has 4 personal fouls. And full court presses UPIKE. And they're going to call the foul on Colbreth. Looked like he barely even touched him, but like I said, these refs are calling everything today. And it's kind of depleting the energy in the East Kentucky Expo Center. No one's really into it, it seems like. Both teams aren't. It's very lethargic on both ends of the ball right now. As Eves comes across midcourt, gets a screen by Morton, and falls back down low in the paint. And three-pointers up, and it's good by Eves. And now they're back in business. UPIKE has got to step it up. Colbert gives it back to Perry. Back to Parsley. Both teams crashing the paint hard. Shot doesn't go in. And Eves comes away with it. And he'll slow things up. Eves for three once again. Just short, off the iron, rebounded by LaBranch. Gover, good bounce pass. And travel on Morton. And we have an Appalachian Wireless Media timeout. So we'll step aside with the score 65-56. With 11 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. We'll be back after the short break for more of your Bears basketball. Both teams are struggling offensively here late on in the second half. UPIKE shooting 46% and Cumberland's shooting 43%. So both teams got to utilize their offensive schemes to figure out ways to get on top of each other and to take advantage. UPIKE is up, but just by a bit. They're up by 9. Cumberlands is inching closer and closer. UPIKE shooting 89% from the free throw line, which is an astronomical advantage. UPIKE's bench has outscored Cumberland's bench 22-16. Both teams are getting most of their points in the paint, though. UPIKE with 36. Cumberland's with 20. As Chambers was unable to put that ball in the basket. And Morton puts it in. Make it 22 points in the paint for Cumberlands. Cumberlands has outscored us this half, 26-21 so far. So we really got to get something going here. As De La Cruz with the fadeaway sinks it in. And De La Cruz wanted the call but doesn't get it. And that was all ball for Parsley. Hit out of bounds. Possession will stay with Cumberlands. Leading scorer for Cumberlands is number 11, Morton, with 14 points. Good fake by Gover. And Morton comes away with it once again, make it 16. Great effort by Morton. Leading scorer for the Bears is Darian Leslie, right behind him. Well, Javion De La Cruz. As that three-pointer is good by Parsley. Parsley finally getting some energy going here. As LeBranch is left alone in the corner. Off the mark, no good. Offensive board, though, by Ease as he gets fouled by Jordan Perry. And that's his third personal foul, so now he's in foul trouble. Got to be careful as there's still 9 or just under 10 minutes left to play here. 2 shots. First shot is good. And Samuel checks in the game now. And Samuel has 4 personal fouls. So if UPIKE can attack on offense, maybe force a foul, they can get Samuel out of this game. Samuel has 5 points on the night. Perry almost loses it. Leslie with a little crossover. Dishes it out to Parsley. Gives it back to Perry at the top of the key. 5 seconds left to shoot. Reverse. And somehow it goes in. Wow, unbelievable play there by Perry. Don't know how he got it to go in, but he did. And now the Bears are back up by 10. And Cumberlands loses the ball, and De La Cruz comes away with it. Gives it to Perry at the wing. UPIKE got to capitalize on the turnovers. And charge called on Perry, and Coach Kelly Wells is animated. He does not agree at all. And that is Perry's 4th personal foul. And now Colbreth will definitely check in for Perry. Both teams committing a lot of fouls. It's a very slow-paced game. And Samuel wasn't paying attention, but he's able to get the good pass right to his chest and come away with it. Gover gives it to Morton. Morton in the paint, dominating in all aspects. Is that his 18 points? And Chance Morton, he's a senior forward from Mobile, Alabama. So he's having a pretty impressive night. And that was Samuel's 5th personal foul. So he's done for the night with 5 points. Now we have a little delay in the game here. And now Duncan will check in for Samuel. And Darren Leslie will miss his first shot. Usually makes them, but UPIKE still up by 8. And shot's no good. And Parsley trying to find someone to pass it into, gives it into Chambers. Chambers, good feed down low to Hawkins. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Colvin Selden, and he has 4 personal fouls as well, so he's got to be careful. Gover has it, gives it down low to Colvin Selden. Leslie on him, good bounce pass. And Morton for 3, no good. Rebounded by Hawkins. Parsley gets it to Leslie. Leslie in the paint. Was thinking about it. Good pass to Hawkins, who lays it in easily. And timeout called on the floor. We'll step aside for a brief moment. Your score, UPIKE 74, Cumberlands 64. Malik Colvin Selden is the team's leading scorer at 14.2 points per game for the Patriots, and he has 4 personal fouls. So if UPIKE can get him out of the game, we shouldn't have to worry as much. UPIKE is up by 10, but that can change instantly. As you know, the game of basketball, people could go on 15-0 runs, 6-0 runs, anything can happen. And passing it in will be Morton, giving the ball to Eves. Running 5 high. Gives it to Colvin Selden. And Morton gets it down low. Leslie on Morton. Morton, very physical player, just lays it in, no problem. He now has 20 points on the day. Very impressive showing by Morton. Colbreth in the lane, no call. Rebounded by Duncan. Duncan with a little crossover. Gives it to Gover. Was thinking about it. Gives it back to Colvin Selden. And he lays it in, no problem. Cumberland's inching closer and closer. As Colvin Selden now has 10 points. UPIKE has got to answer. They were up by 21 at one point in this game. Cumberlands is fighting for that 2nd seed in the Mid-South Conference tournament. And that's a foul on Duncan for the Patriots. Now De La Cruz will check in for the Bears. And Parsley. Michael Chambers will go to the line shooting a bonus. First shot is good. And Chambers will go to the line, and he'll try to go 2 for 2. Second shot is good, and he does. He goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And UPIKE is up 8. With 6.5 minutes left to go in the game. Running 5 high is Cumberland's. Falling down low is Morton. He wants it. And that's going to be a hold on De La Cruz. He was all over Morton. And that's his 2nd personal foul. Team's 8th. So now we're in the double bonus here. Or one referee says double bonus, one says 1-and-1. And it is. It's just a 1-and-1 bonus. And the shot's good, nothing but net. Now Gary will check in for Eves. Gary has 4 points on the night. Leading scorers, of course, you got Morton with 21. Shot's no good. Hit out of bounds by Cumberlands. Possession will go to UPIKE. But Morton with 21 points and Duncan with 11. And right behind him, Colvin Selden with 10. And for UPIKE, you got Javion Dela Cruz with 15 leading the way for the Bears. Good pass to the baseline, but that'll be a turnover. Chambers tried to pass it to Hawkins, and UPIKE somehow gets the ball back. So UPIKE will get a fresh shot clock. Now Darian Leslie will check in for Hawkins. And now UPIKE will be in a stack formation here. See if they just do a little give and go here. They just feed it to Parsley at the wing. Colbert to Dela Cruz. Dela Cruz getting double teams, got to get rid of it. Gives it to Parsley for three, and he makes the bucket. Three-pointer, good by Parsley. And I'm starting to think that's why he's wearing the number 3. He's very, very comfortable with that number and from that range. And UPIKE back up by 10. As we have a full timeout on the floor. We'll step aside for a brief moment. Your score, UPIKE 79, Cumberlands 69. Coach Kelly Wells in his 12th season at UPIKE is 182-26 at home. And when his team score at least 90 points, his record is 136-7. Wells is the winningest coach in school history, and among active NAI head coaches, Wells ranked 22nd in wins heading into the 2017-2018 season. And as you know, UPIKE is 11 points away from that match goal 90-point mark. So we'll see if they can get there and get this win. And Cumberlands really needs this win to get that 2 seed, as they are tied with Georgetown at 8-5 in the Mid-South Conference. And obviously UPIKE has clinched the number 1 overall seed for the tournament. And now UPIKE will get the ball. That's a foul on number 12, Gover, his second personal. And we have another timeout on the floor, so we're going to step aside once again for another brief moment. We apologize, but we'll be back for more Bears basketball. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams are shooting around 50% from the field the second half, and UPIKE is shooting 81% from the free throw line compared to Cumberland's 71. UPIKE's bench has outscored Cumberland's bench 30-18, and both teams have been dominant in the paint, with UPIKE scoring 40, Cumberland's 30 in the paint. Cumberland's has outscored UPIKE 37-35 this half, although UPIKE still is ahead by double digits. Like I said, anything can happen. They can go on a run as Parsley pulls up for 3, and he splashes it. Splash landing here in the East Kentucky Expo Center. It's raining outside, but it might be raining in here as well. Get your umbrellas. Rebounded by Leslie. Leslie going coast to coast in the paint, and it goes in. Leslie will try for the three-point play. I don't know what Coach Kelly Wells just said to his team right there, but that was a great way to come off a timeout, get some easy buckets. He can go on a 6-0 run right here if he can make this shot. Shots up by Leslie, and it rattles out. UPIKE scoring 5 points real quick within 20 seconds. Gotta love it. Haven't seen that since the first half. And that's going to be a foul on Dela Cruz once again. And that's his third personal foul. 3 UPIKE players are out in the court right now with 3 personal fouls. We got Dela Cruz, RJ Colbreth, and Darian Leslie. Leslie leads the way for UPIKE with 17 points. And we have numerous players here. Michael Chambers with 13. Dela Cruz with 15. Parsley with 14. And first shot's good by Gover. And second shot is up, and it's good by Gover as well. And now checking into the game will be Eves. And Gover will come out after sinking the 2 free throws. And now UPIKE seems to be in business here after that timeout. We'll see, though. Cumberland's in the 2-3 zone. Leslie gives it back to Parsley. Parsley for 3 once again. Just short off the iron. And it looks like possession will go to Cumberlands. UPIKE up by 13. As Hawkins will check in for Leslie. Hawkins has 7 points on the night. And we have an official delay right now, as it looks like Colvin Selden has something wrong with his mouth, possibly. And we're just giving him a quick moment here. And he seems to be all right, so we'll continue play here in this Kentucky Expo Center. 4.5 minutes left in the game. And it'll be a foul on Hawkins. That's his 3rd personal foul. I haven't seen this many fouls between 2 teams in a long time. The pace of the game is actually going by really fast, but when you foul players left and right, it makes it seem really slow. First shot by Colvin Selden is good. And he'll come to the line once more, and he sinks both free throws. Now LeBranch will check in for Colvin Selden. So that's good news for the Bears. Get their leading scorer of the season out of the game. De La Cruz has it, top of the key. He might pull back, knowing him. And another foul called. Foul number 21, LeBranch. Now he has 4 personal fouls. One more and he's done. Going to the line for 2 will be Javion De La Cruz. And first shot bounces in, gets the roll. And second shot rattles in as well. And now Eves running point for the Patriots as they run a basic motion. Feeds the ball down low in the paint. Oh, travel call. Yes, there it is by Morton. Very noticeable. And now Leslie will check into the game now for Hawkins. Leslie and De La Cruz lead the way with 17 points for the Bears. Parsley taking his time, no rush. And down low at the baseline. Ooh, left alone was De La Cruz for 3, and it goes in. De La Cruz now with 20 points on the night. Have a day, De La Cruz. And Morton going in the paint. Shot's no good. And here comes Chambers on a fast break. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line. No good. Rebounded by LeBranch. And all ball, but that hit off of Parsley and went out of bounds, so possession will stay with Cumberlands. Shot clock will not reset. They have 21 seconds to shoot. And now Darrell Dominic will check into the game now for Darian Leslie. Darrell Dominic, redshirt freshman, 6'5" forward from Cincinnati, Ohio. The 5'13", I should say. Shot's no good, rebounded by Colbreth. Dominic looking to give the ball off somewhere, somehow. He did. Now Chambers has it at the wing. Dominic wants it down low. He wants it bad, you can tell. But instead, he'll set a screen for Colbreth at the baseline. Pullback, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Morton. Ooh, looked like a travel almost. But now we have a foul. Foul number 4. It's going to be Dela Cruz. That's going to be his 4th personal foul. See what Coach Wells decides to do here. So Duncan will go to the line, shooting 2. First shot's good. Perry will probably come in for Dela Cruz. Actually, in fact, he comes in for Chambers. Now Leslie will come in for Dominic. So Coach Wells will leave Javion Dela Cruz, leading scorer of the night with 20 points with 4 personal fouls in the game. Now it's starting to be crunch time here for Cumberlands. They have a lot of players in foul trouble. And if they want to get back in this game, they're going to have to start fouling, possibly. We'll just see. As that shot's good. Full court press by Cumberlands. Wow, double team by Dela Cruz. He's got to get rid of it. Triple team. Turnover, stolen away by LeBranch. Good defensive pressure by the Patriots out of nowhere. Good separation. Eves left alone. And he misses the shot. Offensive rebound by English. And he puts it in. We have a timeout on the floor. And we'll see if it's a 4. 30-second timeout. So we'll stay here. So, yeah, both teams are in foul trouble, but if Cumberlands wants to get back in this game, obviously they're going to have to foul. And you got to think, what's Coach Butcher going to do? Is he going to put different players in there to try and get some fouls and whatnot? Or is he going to leave most of his starting lineup in there? Because LeBranch has 4 personal fouls. And for the Bears, Perry has 4 fouls, and Dela Cruz has 4 fouls. So this is going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. Although UPIKE is up by 12. We'll just have to see. And passing it in for the Bears will be number 22, Darian Leslie. Gives it to Colbreth. Colbreth's got to get rid of it. Gives it to Dela Cruz. And they avoid the full court press. They're playing up high on Dela Cruz, which could be costly. We'll see. And definitely going to take their time with just over a minute and a half left to go. See if Dela Cruz holds on to it, and he does. Jumper. Shot's good for 2. And they've surpassed that 90-point mark. And as stated earlier, UPIKE is 136-7 under Coach Wells here at home when they score at least 90 points. Duncan lays it in. No good. Tipped away by Colbreth, and it goes to UPIKE. Have to expect the full court press once again. We'll see if they foul. Colbreth has it. And they avoid the full court press once again. And finds Dela Cruz, and they'll probably just hold on to it, trying to take as much time off the clock as possible. Great game by the Bears as they were starting to be a little lackadaisical towards the beginning of the second half. but they came back stronger than ever towards the end. And good play by Parsley not to foul. No reason to. So we'll step aside for a brief moment. UPIKE up 91-79 on the University of Cumberlands. We'll be back for more of your Bears basketball.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2 seconds separate the game clock and shot clock.